Does it help?
Yes. We're looking at our data. This is crunch time. We are 27 days down to our first assessment. And so, looking at district assessments and data, yesterday we learned that as a district, we are not where we need to be. You look at the top line, district for index 1, we're at 58%. Target, 60%. Index 2, 22%. The prior target was 16, so we're expecting that to be a little bit higher. Index 3, we're at 29%, so we're one above the prior target, even though the thought process is that prior targets will be bumped by 3 to 5 points. So if we're looking at last year's target, still a little sketchy. And then index 4, 18% as a district, and the target is 21%. So today we're going to look at where are we? How are we helping or hurting the district? And in terms of our campus goal, where are we? Ms. Keaton will be coming in because I have this for our campus. But some things I want to particularly look at, if you look at us, this is our green line. And so as a campus, we're at 44%. That does not include writing. As you know, when our kids take writing, that will go into that. Of course, if we were to add it, right now the district doesn't have the capability to add our writing score. So overall, all tests, because index 1 is just, if we give 720 tests, of those 720 tests, how many of, what percentage met that 60%? Right now we're at 44%. So what does that mean? That means we need 274 kids to hit 60%. Right now, if they were to come and give us the state assessment, or if this was based on our current data, we are 274 kids away from just meeting standard. Of those 274, 167, over half of them are pink and green kids, based on last year's STAR data. The remainder of those 107 are orange kids. Yesterday I sent out emails and Google Docs for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade math teachers, 8th grade social studies, and 8th grade science teachers to give me their pink and green kids that missed their scores for math and ELA, their target scores on the second 9-week assessment, and then for social studies and science, any pink and green kids that did not make the mid-cut score for them. And then on their orange kids, I wanted to know for science and social studies, kids who were 5 questions or less away. And then orange kids for reading and math who did not meet their cut scores. Ms. Harris, Mr. Stoop, Ms. Satcher, and I are going to have a phone-a-thon calling those kids and their parents. We'll begin talking to them, we'll document it, especially for our 8th grade. This is going to be documentation for SSI. I've explained it to them. They've got to get on it. We need our best from them and for everyone. We're in crunch time again. We're down 27 days, actually 26 hours, 26 days and a couple of hours now, almost on day 26. Got a lot of work to do. And I think we have the team to do it. But we've got to look at this. If we're not meeting here, definitely missing here. We've got to get them at least across the finish line. Here we're at 24, so we're missing 49 kids to get us to last year's target. And again, the guess is that last year's target is going to increase by 3 to 5 points. So we should expect to be looking above that by about 3 to 5 points. Index 3, our sub-pops. How are we doing there? Are we moving them? Are they moving farther and farther apart? Intentionality. Dr. Ho gave a very good analogy. She said in terms of sports, Index 1, how many games you win? Just what's your record? Index 2, who are your MVPs? Do you have one person still in the spotlight? And then Index 3, how strategic are you once you get to the playoffs? Because by then you've weeded out a lot of the competition and it's being much, much, much more intentional with the players you have. So that's where we are. As we think about interventions in terms of our teachers, in terms of our students, we want to have a conversation about where we're going with those interventions, what we're doing that's going to give us the biggest bang for our buck and really turn things around. Because we got to get going a little bit differently. On another note, I always look at what's down the road in terms of what comes to us. Our 3 feeder schools, we have Austin, Daniels, Eisenhower. Just look a little bit at what they're doing so far. Eisenhower and Austin. Eisenhower's actually at the 60% mark. Austin's not too far. Daniels, got some things to look at there. Daniels was 37 kids away. 172, and Austin was 37. In terms of their target, as you see, they have a higher growth number than we do. So Austin was at 24, they're 56 away from that 33 from last year. Daniels, 19, they were 116 kids away, and then Eisenhower, 21. So you see how those numbers are. Although in Index 1, Eisenhower is there based on their current data, and Austin is a little bit behind. In Index 2, Austin is closer, and Eisenhower is significantly behind. So the numbers game can go all kinds of ways. You just have to be strategic about how you're attacking each of those indexes. So that's a little bit about that. Happy Tuesday to you. So let's look at reading. We look at our reading data. ELA people. We're at 55%. If we count the 36 pink and green kids we missed, we'd be at 60%. Index 2, 24%. 3, 27%. And that final college readiness level is 9%. Give us some insight on what might have led to that.
That's all grade levels, bro.
That's all grade levels. That's the average. We'll talk about different grade levels in a minute.
I think as far as the pink and the green, just instruction-wise, teachers, maybe not necessarily targeting those students, but a lot of focus is on the no color and orange, so we're missing out in that pink and green area that level of challenge that they need.
I heard just that with a lot of ELA teachers in their data conferences. I will share this. 8th grade led the grade levels in terms of their data and their student performance. 7th grade was right behind. And then 6th grade is where we saw a big dive. So we'll look more. You'll get information about those grade levels of data. So as we talk about walkthroughs and what we're looking for, we'll know where to go and see. 6th grade was very reflective. Some of the things they shared was that they know they didn't ask higher level questions. They didn't ask Starlight questions. They admitted they taught low. Every 6th grade teacher I spoke with in the ELA said, we taught too low. And so as we think about that with walkthroughs, when we think about that with feedback to those teachers, that's something we want to make sure we're looking at to try to bring that up, because we are headed in the right direction. We do know that ELA is where we're going to get a big impact. Only 8th grade will be able to retest. So we need 6th and 7th grade to really make that first assessment high impact for us in a positive way. So some things to work on there. Let's look at math.
Nick, I have a question about the ELA. Will the writing, based on, are we getting a feeling at all that we're gonna be going towards the positive? Compared to where we were last year?
Compared to where we
that's
were
what-
last year, yes,
Yeah.
yes. We are up over last year. Math. Yeah. Math, we're at that top row. So we're at 44%. We're 84 pink kids, pink and green kids we missed. We add those in, we're at 57%. Index 2 will not be calculated in math this year. Except for what area of math? Algebra 1. Our Algebra 1 kids will get an Index 2 score. Index 3, we're at 22%, and then final 7%. So got some pushing to do in terms of our campus goal. Some people were under the misconception that math doesn't count. It does. It does, absolutely. Science. Again, we are here, this is our aisle, or sorry, row. 35%, 21 pink and green kids were missed. Adding that in would put us at 45%. And then index 3, we're at 17%, index 4, 8%. We can jump on over to social studies. 16%. 26 pink and green kids were missed. Adding that in would throw us at 29%. Index 3, we're at 7, and level 2 or index 4 is 5%. Got some concerns. Remember, index 1 includes all tests, so that's all tests in in reading, writing, math, social studies, and science.
I have a question. In math, does that include algebra?
Yes.
Index 1, yes,
The all?
because it's all tests taken on campus.
Okay.
And
So we've got some pushing to do. Some general reminders. Lots of factors outside of our control that kind of creep their way in, but some things within our control that we have to make that the focus for us. So today I wanted to give you that information, but also look at our campus data in terms of our evaluation. So now that you've had a chance to look at that, we talked a little bit about some spots to focus in on. I want you to team up with your master mentor and admin and spend some time talking about factors that maybe you know more so than the whole group that may have led to eval scores for your department versus performance for your department. And when we're done, I want you to identify some teachers within your department, especially those value-added departments, that are a concern. So, I will give you guys 8 minutes. And I'll leave that up.